Welcome everyone. My name is Scott Engler. I'm a published author and thought leader on optimizing LinkedIn and successful contemporary strategies to really help you attract and land that next job, that next opportunity that you want. And so today, what I want to talk to you guys is about something that, is going on for me that I feel is so relevant and pertinent to people that are job searching and looking for work. And as I often do, I like to share some of my own experiences because really, I'm on this journey with all of you guys. I've gotten to where I am now from having years of being frustrated, adapting to the digital job search is what inspired me to eventually write a book on it because there wasn't any material at the time. So let's just say I do get it, and it helps me even more when I have current experiences going on that may be a little bit different, but are similar in the types of lessons and feelings that I'm having. So what's going on right now is that I'm looking to rent a house at this point. And so I am, as some of you may have heard before, as I'm talking about managing the data overload with all these emails and calls about different houses and just kind of learning like how to navigate that. What stood out to me today was how even with our own best efforts and even when we are well-intentioned and prudent, how it really helps to work with somebody that specializes in the area that you need help in. I cannot stress this enough. For example, if I was if I was needing to get a divorce, let's say, I would hire a divorce attorney. I would not hire an attorney who specializes in taxes, even if that attorney was an incredible tax attorney, right? I would hire somebody that specializes in divorces. And so as it pertains to right now, I had two separate conversations with two property managers today. And so one of them, I was learning and reminded again of the nuances between private landlords and property management companies and how the rules are different for them, so their procedures are much different. And with another property manager, I learned how this one rental site that has houses for sales is often a scam site, and they pull information off from places like Zillow, which is like a big house searching site, and other reputable sites to put it onto their website. Now, here's the added challenge to this is that I've been trying to be diligent with my house searching, and I read a few articles on warning signs about rentals and what to do and what kind of steps you could take to make sure, kind of like, job searching, there's Glassdoor and there's all these different things. And so one of the articles was talking about to look up the address of the home and to make sure that if it's not simultaneously up for rent or for sale at the same time. And obviously the reason for this is because they said that you could show up and, they may have rented it to you, but they may have ended up selling it to somebody else. And they're just explaining how to be prudent with that. And so I saw this address of this house on sale as well. But had I not talked to a property manager that had years of experience with this particular thing and these sites and this, then I would have just been following good general advice I got, and it would have really hurt me had I, maybe had then been accusing the landlord of something, or even worse, just not going for an opportunity. But she said, no, that's totally fine because here's why. The site, this is what they do. She didn't put it, even if she did put it for sale at the same time, it's showing off market on Zillow, so you're fine, and this, that, and the other. But had I not spoken with somebody that specializes in this, even well-intentioned advice that I got on Zillow, which is one of the more popular search engines for housing out there, would have actually hurt me in this situation. And so really the point that I'm trying to share is the way it pertains to job searching are things like how to build a resume for an actual recruiter is going to look differently than for an applicant tracking system. And how to optimize your LinkedIn profile is going to be completely, again, have different things that are going to work differently for that site, those nuances, their algorithms, what works on that site. There's so many other variables. And my point is that even if you're being diligent and you're looking up good tips, those tips, if you take them, at face value, could actually not only not really help you on other sites or other places, but could actually hurt you. And so that's really my point. It's not to scare you or anything like that. It's really to emphasize the importance of finding somebody that specializes in the area where you are trying to be successful. And I want to just kind of recap and say that I totally get it. Because look, do you think that I want to spend all this extra time, resources, and researching and speaking to property managers that specialize in this? Of course not. Not at all. I want to find a place that I love, that I can enjoy to spend a long time in, this, that, and the other. So I really get it. But at the same time, it's really important to me. I want to have a place. I don't want to just move into any home, and I don't want to rush the process. I want to find something that really fits for me. And it's the same thing with job searching. So I get it. Look, we all wish we could have what we really want in the shortest, most painless way possible, but that's really not how life works, right? And so my challenge for you today is that if you're listening to this and you understand that, right? We're human beings. We want things to be less challenging than they are. We accept that about ourselves, but we also accept reality. So if you're listening to this and you understand that these types of things are really important, is your career really important? It is to me. Is the place you live really important? These are really important things. And the challenge that for most people is that they're not willing to do the things that most people won't. They're not willing to invest in resources and hire a professional. They're not willing to spend the extra time researching. They're not willing to put a step-by-step process, and continue to ask questions. Look, I learned so many new things today from talking to these property managers. One of them's a friend, so, I was able to get some information. But had I not spoken to specialists and done it this way, I wouldn't be able to have that competitive advantage. I wouldn't know the certain things that really help me to properly identify and get what I want. But it still requires a process and time, resources, and energy on my part to do. And so if you're listening today and you understand that, and you understand that, this is something that is a priority to you, and you understand that it would make sense to work with somebody who specializes in exactly what you're wanting to do. And it would make sense to work with somebody that specializes on LinkedIn, because that's where 95% of recruiters are looking for you. That's where close to 95% are also vetting candidates, which means that even if you found your job offline, which is totally great, and people, that's a huge way to do it. And I encourage my clients to search both on and offline. They're still going to vet you, which means they're still going to have somebody that looks at your LinkedIn profile. That's almost become standard operating procedure, at least in over 90% of cases it is. And so if those things make sense to you and you want to work with a specialist, then do it, because I understand things that work on LinkedIn that aren't going to work the same way on CareerBuilder, on recruiter.com, in real, in off-person, whatever, there's certain things specific to this site that are going to work that won't work other places. And like I say all the time, don't hire me to fix your car, but this is something that I know. And so if you're listening today and this is resonating with you, I'd highly encourage you to reach out to me. These are going to be the last few weeks I'm doing my December special. It's going to be the biggest one of the year. In fact, I have more people scheduled this week about this service than any other week of the whole entire year. And so I do have a few extra slots to fill up with this. I'd highly encourage you, send me an email this time at buildingyourownbrand@gmail.com. That's buildingyourownbrand@gmail.com. I have too many emails on LinkedIn right now. I can't even check. Just email me and say serious inquiry, and we'll talk about next steps moving forward. Again, this is this is it with this promotion. So if you're an executive, if you're a VP, if you're a project manager, if you are a C-level, a COO, a CMO, VP of marketing, I know I said VP already, those are really the people that I'm working with right now. Those are the people that this specific service is really customized for. So I'd highly encourage you, send me an email, buildingyourownbrand@gmail.com. I do have a few extra times this week. Again, next week, I'm going to be off most of the week for vacation. So I'd encourage you, if this is you today, do it. I can only take on 5 more people for this. Honestly, I'm not making this up. I work with everybody customized on me and you. We're doing it together with my course. And so in order to do a quality job, I've always, the way that I work is I'm all about quality over quantity. I'd much rather give a great service to less clients than try to take as many clients on at once and not be able to do as good of a job. So that's my challenge for you. And remember, take action, make it real. And the path to experiencing different results starts by asking different questions and taking different actions one step at a time. Take care.